Here we go again. Whoopi Goldberg again apologizing for making incendiary remarks about the Holocaust. But let's start at the beginning. This is what she said earlier this year that ultimately got her suspended from The View.
Let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. It's about man's inhumanity to man.
Okay, she then doubled down that same evening.
I feel, being black, when we talk about race, it's a very different thing to me. So I said that I felt that the Holocaust wasn't about race, but I thought it was a salient discussion because as a black person, I think of race as being something that I can see. When you talk about being a racist, I was saying you can't call this racism. This was evil. This wasn't based on the skin. You couldn't tell who was Jewish.
Whoopi would later apologize to her viewers right before her suspension.
I said that the Holocaust wasn't about race, and it was instead about man's inhumanity to man. But it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that.
But it doesn't look like her opinion on the matter has changed at all. In fact, this is what she just told a UK newspaper over the weekend, and I quote, "Remember who they were killing first. They were not killing racial, they were killing physical. They were killing people they considered to be mentally defective. And then they made this decision." And like Groundhog Day, we have another Whoopi apology. Here it is. Again, I quote, "It was never my intention to appear as if I was doubling down on hurtful comments. I'm still learning a lot, and believe me, I heard everything everyone said to me. I believe the Holocaust was about race, and I am still as sorry now as I was then that I upset, hurt, and angered people." And everybody on the panel here is shaking their heads. Kathy, I'll go to you first.
We're all in like stunned disbelief of this, the definition of doing something over and over. And you say, "Oh, I'm learning." When are you going to start learning, Whoopi? Like, we should all be learning, but it doesn't feel like you've started learning yet. And it feels like you just keep getting annoyed that you're having to go and like speak these scripted teleprompter apologies. No one believes it. When are we just going to be done with Whoopi Goldberg? Also, I feel like we only hear about her when she makes these insensitive comments.
Cheryl, when are we going to be done with Whoopi Goldberg?
Well, ABC needs to be done with Whoopi Goldberg. They already suspended her last February. She came back, did the mea culpa, and now she stepped into it again. They've got a problem at that network. I think she needs to be let go. Because, look, she's not only just offending, she's completely offended the Jewish community again. They're already coming out and calling for her to be thrown out again, like they did last year. So she's not learning from her mistakes. And let's be honest here. I mean, one of the greatest crimes in modern history happened to the Jewish community in modern Europe. And has she forgotten that? She can't seem to remember. Maybe I don't know, how old is Whoopi? I don't know how.
67, I believe.
Okay, she's not that old, and her mind should be fine. So I just think at this point, I think she needs to go, and I think she needs to really have a look in the mirror about what she thinks a racist is.
Well, Joey, she's acting like just so defensive, like the way I'm sorry I offended you, but I still see it the way I see it, and I have that right. Is there something wrong with that?
I think she should say whatever she believes and let what comes from it may. I don't think she should be kept in a little cage as far as, hey, make sure you don't say anything over here. Make sure you don't. Let's hear what she believes, and then let people that watch The View or whatever she's associated with. I mean, we saw what's happened with Kanye West over the last several months. Billions of dollars he's lost from saying things that sound very crazy and hurtful to a lot of people. Let her say hurtful and crazy things if that's what she believes, and then let what would be her fans or viewers right the ship. I think part of this is what she's trying to do, and from what I see, is establish this kind of pecking order of who was hurt by racism worse, and maybe almost bring down the atrocity of the Holocaust, because maybe in her mind it diminishes the atrocity of slavery. I'm not sure, but it seems like that's the path she's going down. And if you ask me, that's a losing game all around.
Lisa, the Anti-Defamation League says this: she should realize making such ignorant statements can have real consequences, and they point to the anti-Semitic incidents that are rising across the country. That she knows words matter. Look at her position. She's very effective. Why doesn't she realize that these words are hurtful and incendiary to so many communities?
Because it's how she views the world. I mean, Joey nailed it at the end there. I mean, she sees today's world through the prism of leftist politics, right? Of who they perceive is a victim and who is not. Right. And so that's where she's coming from on this. And is it really an apology when you keep saying it? Right. Like it's actually just what you believe. Right. And it doesn't even matter what she believes. It matters how Hitler viewed it. Hitler viewed the Jewish people as a race, immutable characteristics. This is why he waged a genocide against them. And so I believe it really just comes down to her viewpoint and the way she sees the world. Now, I've seen her sit there and call Trump a bigot or a racist and all these different things when it turns out that she's the one who's a bigot and who has hate in her heart for the Jewish people.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.